Hey everyone, I hope all of you are doing great. So we are going to continue with our Redis tutorial playlist. And in previous video, we learned about setting up Redis high availability and then performing the failover. However, in the previous video, whatever we learned, the failover was performed manually. And also the restoration from the failover was also performed manually. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about something called Redis Sentinel. So Redis Sentinel is going to help us set up high availability and also perform the failover manually, because if you are setting up high availability and failover is not happening automatically in a production environment, then high availability is not really good, because anytime when master system goes down, you have to perform the failover manually in that case, and until you perform the failover manually, there is no one who's going to be able to access the database. So that's why it is not really a good idea to create a high availability system where failover is happening manually. So let's move on and discuss about the setup which we are going to need. However, by the way, if you have not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel. If you have any recommendation or if you have any suggestion, do let me know in the comment section. So let me show you how Redis Sentinel configuration is going to look like. So we are going to have a Redis master. Basically, we are going to have three servers. Okay, so this is server 1, this is server 2, this is server 3. And then we are going to install Redis master and Redis Sentinel on server 1. Then we are going to install Redis and Redis Sentinel on server 2 and 3 as well. The first one we are going to call it Redis master. Server 2 and 3 is going to become our Redis replica initially. Okay, however, let's say once server 1 goes down, in that case Redis Sentinel is going to automatically promote one of the available replicas into Redis master. Okay, so that is how it is going to work. And from an application, whenever we are connecting to Redis, we are always going to connect to Redis Sentinel first, and we are going to ask Redis Sentinel which is our current master. So Redis Sentinel is going to let us know which is the current master, and using that information we are going to then connect to Redis in order to make all the read and write requests. So these are things I'm going to do because I need 3 servers in this case, so that's why I'm using Amazon AWS EC2 setup. So I'm going to create 3 instances. Okay, so if you are setting up this same setup on cloud, you are going to need this. So first of all, I have created 3 EC2 instances. So you can see here I'm going to move to Amazon cloud. So here you can see I have created 3 EC2 instances. So these are the 3 servers which we have. You can see the public IP and private IP of those servers. Okay, it has logged me out. Let me log back in again. Okay, so we are logged back in. So here you can see these are the 3 instances which I have created. So since this lesson is not about Amazon, so I'm not really going into the steps of creating EC2 instances. However, you can see that these are the 3 servers which we have. These are the public IP addresses of the servers, and these are the private IP addresses of the servers. Now let's go on. So after we create 3 EC2 instances, we also need to create a security group in AWS, because by default all these 3 servers, they are not going to be able to communicate to each other. Okay, so we need to make sure they are able to communicate to each other and they are able to access Redis services. So I have already done that, and I have also allowed port 6379 and 26379. So 6379 port is used for Redis, as I have already shown you in the previous lessons, and port 26379 is where Redis Sentinel services listens on. Okay, so these are the ports which we need. So all of these Amazon setup I have already done it. Probably I'm going to explain all of these things in detail when we are creating tutorial about Amazon cloud. In this lesson I'm going to discuss about these steps. However, I have told you these are the things which you will need. If you are setting up it on cloud, you can discuss it with your AWS administrator to set these things up. Okay, now we are going to install Redis on each of these instances. So currently let me show you. I'm connecting to all of these 3 clients using Solar Putty. So here you can see Redis 1 instance is there, and here you can see Redis 2 instance is there. and here we have Redis 3 instance. Okay, these are the three servers which we have. Now let's go to server 1. I'm just switching to root user on all the three servers. Okay, now here you can see, let me clear the screen. Let me do redis-cli, and we can do info replication in order to check which server is the current master. So here you can see it is telling us that this server is currently performing the role of a master. Okay, and it has two connected slaves, and these are the IP addresses of the slaves. And let's do the same here. So I'm going to do redis-cli in info replication, and here you can see this server is currently performing role of a slave, and here is the master host IP address, and it also has information about replicas. Okay, so let me clear the screen here as well. You can do the same here on this instance as well. Okay, so this is also a slave. So basically, as per our current setup, Redis 1 is basically a master. First instance is a master. Let me go back to Amazon EC2 instances. So here you can see this is the first server. So this server is currently the master. Also, let me go back to this instance again. Here you can verify again. So it is telling you IP address 180, IP address ending with 180, and IP address ending with 64. These are slaves. So here you can see this is the instance where IP address is ending with 180, and this is the instance where IP address is ending with 64. So these two instances which we are calling Redis 2 and 3, these are currently Redis replicas. Okay, so I hope this setup is clear. Now again, if you are setting it up fresh, you need to make sure that you are aware of the private and public IP addresses, and then you install Redis on all of these three instances, and then you also make one node as master, and you need to make sure other two nodes are set up as replica. Now I'm not showing all of these steps, how to make a master and how to set up other two instances as replica, because I have already shown it in the previous video and I don't really want to make repetitive content. Okay, so you can go on and see how we can set up replicas by modifying Redis configuration file. Now I'm going to show you how we can set up Redis Sentinel. Okay, so we are going to go back to each of these clients, and let me clear the screen, exit from here. And first of all, in order to set up Sentinel, we will need sentinel.configuration file, and I already have a configuration file available here. I'm going to, however, remove it and going to create a Sentinel file again. Okay, so let me remove this file by doing rm-f sentinel.conf. Let me clear the screen. Let me do pwd. Okay, so we are currently under /root directory. I'm going to create redis.conf file here. So I'm going to call it vi redis.conf, and here we will need to tell information about our current master. Okay, so I have a syntax available here. So we need to write sentinel monitor, and we need to give any name to this Redis master. Okay, so I'm going to call it my master, and then we need to provide IP address of Redis master. So we are going to do that, and then we are going to give the port information, which is 6379, and in the last you can see we have something which is called number 2. So this is called quorum. Number 2 here means is that minimum two Sentinel replicas should agree before making any changes. Okay, so for example, if here Redis Sentinel goes down, minimum these two Sentinels will have to agree to promote any Redis replica as a master. Okay, so that is the purpose of quorum, and you make sure whenever you are installing Redis Sentinel, you are installing Redis Sentinel on minimum of 3 servers. Okay, so here you can see we are going to basically install Redis Sentinel on the 3 servers. Now one important thing to note here is you don't necessarily need to install Redis Sentinel on the same server where Redis is installed. You can install Redis Sentinel on completely different servers. Okay, so you can have a different setup. Now I'm going to write these information in our sentinel.conf file. and we need IP address of our current master. So here you can see this is the current master, so I'm going to provide this IP address. Now here make sure you provide internal IP address, okay, and the port is going to be 6379, quorum is 2, and we are going to save it. Let's read the content again. Yes, we have saved it. Okay, so now we are going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to do the same thing on other servers as well. So let me remove existing files. Now I'm going to create a new file called sentinel.conf. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to do the same on third server as well. So here you can see this is the last server where I am performing this configuration. Now we have Sentinel configuration file created on all the 3 servers. Okay, so now let's go to server 1 and clear the screen. Now we are going to write command to start Redis Sentinel. So for that we are going to do redis-server, and then we need to provide a complete file path of Sentinel configuration file. Okay, so we are going to write sentinel.conf, and then we are going to write -- sentinel and then ampersand. Okay, so this is going to start this is going to start Sentinel, and then it is going to run Sentinel in the background. Okay, so hit enter, and here you can see, okay, we are getting some error called can't open config file sentinel.conf. okay, so we are getting some error. Let me see what is wrong here. Oh yeah, sorry, we created I just made a mistake. This file should be called sentinel.conf, not redis.conf. okay, so let me rename it to sentinel.conf. okay, we are going to run this command again. Now we can see Sentinel has started on server 1. okay, let me clear the screen here. Okay, we are going to run the same command here as well, redis-server sentinel.conf and then -- sentinel, and then we are going to do the same here, redis-server sentinel.conf -- sentinel. okay, so now we can see Sentinel services are running on all the 3 servers. Now notice one thing, notice the logs of Sentinel. Okay, here you can see what Sentinel is doing is it is able to read the information about master from the Sentinel configuration file, and then from there it has automatically detected the slave information. Okay, so here you can see plus slave, and also you can see the IP addresses of the slave. okay, so here you can see that Sentinel is automatically able to understand that there are 2 slaves available for the master, and these are the IP addresses of the slave. You can see that it has already automatically detected the correct IP addresses of the slave. okay, so all the Sentinels are having the same information. Now we can also let's go to Python, and then using Python we are going to connect to Redis Sentinel and going to see which is the current master. okay, so now here you can see this is a Python program, and this information is being used to basically connect to Sentinel, and then using Sentinel we are going to connect and get the information about current master. okay, and once we get the information about current master, so the current master IP address is going to be a private IP address, so we need to map that private IP address to public IP address in order to connect to the instance using public IP address. So let me run this program, and here you can see this is giving us information that current key error master IP. One second, I'm just getting some error here. okay, yeah, let me run it again. okay, So it is giving us information that current master IP address is 172, or basically the one which is ending with 149. So let's go back to Amazon instance. Here we can see that yeah, this is the IP address which is ending with 149, which is Redis server 1, and we know for a fact that this server is Redis master. Okay, so we can now ping this server and we are getting the information as true. Okay, so basically using Redis Sentinel we are able to know about the latest master, Redis master, and we are then able to connect to master. And now we can also do master con. Let's write some information. I'm going to write, let's say we want to write about course. We are going to, or let's call it tutorial, and let's call it Python Redis tutorial. Hit enter. Here you can see it is showing true. It means this information has been written to Redis. Now let's go to each of these servers, and we are going to, I'm going to connect to Redis and going to do key star. Here you can see we have information. We have a key which is called tutorial. I'm going to write get tutorial. You can see this information is available here. Now let's see whether we can get the same information from any other node as well. So I'm going to do Redis CLI keys star. Here you can see we already have information about tutorial, so we can do get tutorial, and you can see we are able to read the information. So from replica slaves we will be able to read the information, but if we want to write something we have to always go to the master node or master instance. That is the reason if you see in our Python program we are connecting to Sentinel and getting the information about current master, because we wanted to make some, or we wanted to run some write commands. Okay, now here let's say if I try to write something here, you can see we are going to get the error because we are trying to write on the read-only replicas. Now let's do one thing. Let me shut down this server. Okay, so I'm going to stop Redis 1 server. So let me go to Amazon instances, and then we are going to, I'm going to stop this instance 1. Okay, let me change it, change the state here and stop this instance. So now in this case, let's see what is happening here. Now here you can see Sentinel is going to be, going to make some changes, and Sentinel is going to promote any of the other available nodes as a master. Okay, so we are going to see that soon here. Now you can see Redis 1, this instance we stopped, so we are no longer connected to this instance. So Redis 1 is gone. We are simulating Redis, current Redis master crash behavior. Okay, so here we can see that Sentinel is, you can see there is a line called S down. Okay, so basically there is a Sentinel node is down, and that information has been captured here, and this is the IP address of the Sentinel node which is down, and this was basically a master as well. Okay, so that is how you can read this information. Now it is going to start the promotion process as well. So it is going to so basically now two Redis Sentinel servers will have to agree that yes, Redis master is down and we need to promote any of the available replica to a master server. Okay, so that step is basically going to happen soon. And let's see what happens if we run this program now. Okay, let me run this Python program now. Let's see what happens. So here you can see it is still executing, it is still processing, because I think right now it is not able to basically determine which is the current master, because this failover, it happens automatically. However, it does take some time. Okay, so it can take up to 1 or 2 minutes in order for this failover to happen. Okay, so you can see right now, yes, so you can see right now we have information about where is that? Do we have information? Yes, we have a new yeah, I think we have information about new master, but I think this information is still stale. It is not giving information about new master because this IP address is still of the old master. So I'm going to run mastercon.ping and let's see if this is working, because I don't think it will be able to connect because we know we have shut down this instance, and here you can see we are no longer able to connect to connect here. Okay, so you can see here during the failover process where new master has still not taken over yet, Redis Sentinel is still giving information that this IP address, which was the old IP address, is the master, which is not true any longer. Okay, so yes, here you can see it is switching over to new master. Failover and my master, switch master, slave down, slave down. I'm still waiting, and let's run this code again to see which is the current master now. Okay, so now I think we are getting the correct information. Now you can see this node which was our Redis node number 3 has become the master now. Okay, we can also verify that from here. Yeah, it has switched master. You can see previous master was this, and now new master is the one which is ending with 64. So now our Python program is also returning the IP address which is ending with 64, which is the new master. And now we can also verify we are getting the ping response, so we are able to connect to this instance. Now I'm going to write some information. So I'm going to say key 1 and going to give value of value 1, and yes, we are getting response as true. It means this information has been written in Redis. So let's go to Redis and do keys star, and here you can see we have key 1, okay, which is giving value 1. So now you can see the failover has happened automatically. Here you can see failover has happened automatically, and now we are able to connect to new master. So this is how basically Sentinel high availability works. And now one more thing, if I go and bring back this node 1, in that case this is going to join new Redis master. Okay, so this is going to become a replica of this node which is Redis 3, okay, which is the current master. So let me show that to you as well. I'm going to go to instances and then I'm going to bring back this instance. However, one thing you need to notice here, whenever I start new instance, the public IP address might change. Okay, public IP address, here you can see public IP address is ending with 133. Let me check here. Okay, so for here you can see for the private IP which is ending with 149, previous IP address was something else, so now I have changed that to new public IP address. So this is happening because we do not have a static public IP address, and this is again Amazon cloud concept. You don't really need to worry about that as of now. Now let me connect to Redis 1. Here you can see we are connected to Redis 1, and now I'm going to write, let me switch to root user and do Redis -CLI, and we are going to do info replication. And here you can see now this server which was previously a master and this was shut down. Now Redis 3 has taken role of Redis master, and then when Redis 1 is recovered, it has become a slave. You can see its current role is of a slave, and master host is IP address which is ending with 64, okay, which is Redis 3. So this is how you can see, Redis high availability is completely taken care automatically by Redis Sentinel. So that's all I had in this video. See you again in the next video. If you have any question, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to assist you.